Hello guys. Today we're going to take a look at RetroMania Wrestling for the Xbox One. Funny story, this episode and the next episode, I did record them, but I made a mistake in the importing process and they did not survive, unfortunately. But that's okay because those two recordings, especially this one, they didn't go well anyway. I made some mistakes during them, so yeah. So we're just gonna let's go over this here, a little bit of background on this game. This game has been in development for ever, over a year by a group. It's a spiritual successor to an arcade wrestling series back in the late 80s, early 90s, and it features a variety of wrestlers. Here's some of the controls here. And its gameplay has been compared to Fire Pro Wrestling, only a little bit more arcadey, so not as difficult. You got versus. You have a lot of options here. You could have time limit, cage, false counting, a ring count, AI battle, and you can do it the same thing with 3-ways, 4-way. Tag team, you can do elimination. 6-man tag, you can do the same thing. 8-man tag, you can do that. So you got a lot of options here. Retro Rumble's like the Royal Rumble. 10 Pounds of Gold is like a gauntlet arcade style thing where you try to get gold, and then there's a story mode. The only thing about this game that is a little bit of criticism is the roster size. Now, the roster itself I like. It has a good diverse wrestlers. You have some classic guys like the Road Warriors. You have some Attitude Era, ECW era guys like the Blue World Order and Tommy Dreamer. And you have some newer guys like Nick Aldis, Colt Cabana, and all that. And Johnny Retro is kind of like the fake wrestler of the game they use in story mode. So let's take a look at this. So it does everyone 16. So let's see. Last time I did this, let's look at Matt Cardona, Brian Myers, Zack Sabre Jr. Those are some new guys. Warhorse, I think he's a newer guy. Colt Cabana, Austin Idol's newer. Jeff Cobb's newer. Tommy Dreamer's ECW style, same as Blue Mini. Hollywood Nova and Big Stevie Cool. They're more ECW / whatever. Then Nikolai Koloff, that's an old school guy. Nick Aldis is the champion as of this game in this moment. Johnny Retro, Animal and Hawk. I think I'm gonna be Tommy Dreamer, and I'm just gonna let's look at rules here. And stage, and this has actually a ton of stage. You got the RetroMania one. You can do it at a school, you can do it at a ballroom, Japan, NWA Power. Like, NWA, that's kind of the NWA show. This game is very NWA driven. So, while not all the wrestlers in this were, like, in their prime in NWA, they were at some point in their career probably were in NWA. In fact, the 10 Pounds of Gold, Nick Aldis, the whole belts and everything is built around NWA. The 70th anniversary one, the Beach, Warehouse, House of Hardcore, which is a real thing, I believe, Stevie Richards Fitness Center, Universal Wrestling College, Pro Wrestling Tees, Too Many Games, Arcade Place, that's cool, Stomp in Paradise, Hell, Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, and British Arena. Let's just do random. So these things are pretty quick. Like, they are very short. Like, we could probably do this video under half an hour roughly. Which is cool, pick up and play. It is very timing based. You can use stick or D-pad, which I like being able to use the D-pad because I can get more precision with what kind of moves I want to do. And the Rumble is, I believe the settings to it can be changed, but by default, you can eliminate by top rope or pin or submission, like a Battle Royale style. And the meters, the top one's definitely helped. The other one, I don't know, I think it's momentum, I believe. In terms of like customization for the story mode, I don't know what, like, how much there is for that. That's another thing. A lot of people kind of wish there was more customization options in the game in terms of player and story and solo modes. And also, if you get eliminated like I just did, you can't come back in, you can't take control of another player as far as I know. So you're kind of just, but these things go so quick, I don't mind. So you may, because this game is on this PS4, Switch, Steam, and Arcade, so you wonder why out of all the systems I got it for Xbox One. Because a lot of people, I understand, get it for Switch because it's retro style. But the reason why I got it for Xbox One is because I don't really have a definitive wrestling game for this system. Like, Switch I have Wrestling Empire, PS4 I had Fire Pro Wrestling World, and the WWE 2K games, like specifically 2K19, which I actually am going to cover in the next video, I got that for PS4 mainly because I want to stream with it, because I could have got that on Xbox One easily, I could have, but I decided to go with PS4 because I wanted to be able to stream with it. Plus I had more storage space on PS4, so it just worked out like that. So with all that in mind, this was really what was left. Yeah, but it's a very colorful cast. Just a mix of like old school kind of attitude era style hardcore wrestlers and the wrestlers of today, with NWA fueling pretty much everything in it, among probably like hardcore and all that. It's very eclectic mix with NWA kind of leading the charge with everything, which is cool. I think NWA needs more representation. And to be honest, given everything, I'm kind of surprised to see like the how diverse movesets some of these guys have. I mean, a lot of the old school standard wrestlers, their movesets aren't going to be super complex, which is okay. But even then, oh, big move. Looks like a lot of guys still have good health. Some guys though are about done, really. And another criticism was the longevity of the game. That's kind of a connecting criticism, is the fact that a lot of people say that the game takes too quick to get through. There's not a lot to it, which I think there could be room made for it, because with so many like ring types, and if they just increase the wrestler count, they could like do a lot more with the creation side, because that's what really the best wrestling games to me give you a lot to work with in terms of creativity. So with LMH, when that flashes, I think that's when the finisher's ready. Or if you build up enough momentum, like, you can do bigger. I'm not quite sure. I have to look into it. Yeah, Kokabana is pretty much done. He's like almost dead. Looks like. Okay, so he won that one there. And they have a little thing there. So now we're just gonna do a typical versus match, singles. Let's do. Let's do Hollywood Nova, and we'll go against the champ, Nick Aldis. We'll do. Ooh, Beach. You have all these entrances, and they got their own music too, but I don't know if it's like their actual music in retrobit form, if it's create different ones, but they do have different ones nonetheless.
Singles match is scheduled for one fall and has no time limit. Introducing first, from Silicon Valley, Hollywood Nova, and his opponent, the national treasure, Nick Aldis.
Oh, pile driver. Yeah, and that submissions really drain stuff a little bit. Texas Clover. I think that's his finisher. Shit, he beat me. But yeah, that's kind of it there. So weak, strong, medium strong, runs top, LB tag, RB. Yeah, RetroMania Wrestling for the Xbox One. Yeah, it's just a mix of mostly NWA with some NWA old and new with some old and new like other like wrestling stuff, like some ECW alumni, maybe some WCW alumni, a little bit there and there. But yeah, it's pretty much everyone but WWF. Mostly NWA, but yeah, I like this game a lot. I can see myself getting more into it. Yeah, and I'm glad that they got NWA in, because it really adds the significance to it. Because if it was just a bunch of unknown, like, creative people or whatever, it would have been a little bit insignificant. But if you add some pedigreeness with the NWA and their new, like, what they've been going through lately with their new revelation, they renovated themselves. They kind of took what was good in the past and they updated everything, and it's been working really well for them, and I'm kind of happy to see everything go well for them. And yeah, that's all I have for this video here. Yeah, it was not a lot to explore here really outside of with just those. But yeah, like I said, if you guys want to see more of this, let me know. I could certainly explore this more for sure. But yeah, there's a lot of... There's more DLC coming. They did confirm they're going to add more wrestlers, but a lot of people say they want to see more of them create a wrestler option, which would be fantastic. And maybe something like a promoter mode or something like that would be cool too. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. In case you wanted to chat with me, Mike, or anyone else at the Campy Company, you don't want to use the YouTube comment section, we do have a couple options. The first one is we have a Discord channel. You can find a link to that in About page / About section of our channel. We also have a discussion tab on our channel as well, and can access that through a PC or laptop computer. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.